Good morning, good evening, good day, wherever you're at in the world. And today is a fun little day um, in our playthrough, in that it is the day of our first ever bug off. And oh, cool, he got a little letter from Leaf too. I'm not even quite certain what it is. Let's take a quick peek at that. And oh, it's a veggie basket. I didn't even know that he gave such things, but what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly take care of our little garden right here. And then we're going to head and just basically just do the bug off today. I don't really have too much more. We're going to just do a round or two or three or whatever it is. But let me ask you guys, what's bugging you? It's been a rough and tough week, more or less. And I've unfortunately made the mistake of allowing certain things to exceed beyond reason with me in terms of frustration, and that's kind of where um, the verse of the weekend comes from for me. That's Ephesians 4:26. The Bible says, "Be angry and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger." And it's goes so much deeper than just don't be angry. It's transcends that. It's don't be so angry that not only does it ruin the moment, it ruins the rest of the day, and it runs the risk of ruining the next day, and so on and so forth, beyond things. And I'm guilty just as much as anybody else of allowing myself to be caught up in my feels and my emotions, and focusing on things that really don't need to be. Like there's really no place for them in the grand scheme of things, but I've allowed them to be. And yeah, um, I could definitely benefit from just chilling out, if you will. Um, so let me know. Tell me what's bugging you. I think I wasn't quite planning on it. I was kind of thinking about that one at some point today, but when I realized that today was a bug off because I completely forgotten about it, it just seems like it's the most appropriate way to start things for the weekend. And hey, it's Flick. It's our first time meeting good old Flick. We have lots of room in our pockets, so we can do a bug off. But the first thing we're probably going to do, actually, we are going to hit a couple rocks, namely just to get some iron so we can make a couple nets to help us out. But allow me to elaborate a little bit of what's been going on. The most obvious thing is we had an episode earlier this week where I basically expressed a frustration that, despite the fact that yes, I was living in the moment, but we were kind of past the point of when it had actually occurred. There's no reason for me to literally carry the burden of anger and frustration to the point that I did, that I was still mad even as I was recording a video. It's something I should be doing for fun, and I'm over there venting about how upset I am. And let me tell you something, I was upset in the moment, I was upset as I was recording, and you can bet your booty that I woke up the next day a little upset as well. And that's not how one ought to live. And mind you, when I say these things, I'm not trying to convert anybody or trying to change their minds on any type of thing, but rather I'm just trying to expand the lessons learned. Because really, what makes scripture so addicting is the idea that it does not matter what your actual belief are, it overreaches everything. Like, whatever your current status is, it's applicable even to that. And that's part of the reason why I enjoy it so much, is that it's always applicable, and it's applicable in multiple layers too. Like, you read it one day and you're like, okay, cool, I kind of get it, but it alright, right? But then you read it, like, some time passes, like you go from like a lot of time passes, a lot of things change in your mind, and the next thing you know, you're reading it again, and you can't help but look at it and say, "Oh wow, I never actually thought about it like that." Like you could like reading a verse, even if it's a verse that you've already read like dozens of times. Sometimes you have to read it at the right time in your life to look at it and say, "Oh hot dang, that's what." Like it can just take on a whole like a chapter of your life can take on a whole different meaning at that point in time. But yeah, I was really upset with that guy, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't still a little bit upset. But I'm trying to be optimistic regarding the entire ordeal with him. But that's something that's outside my power. I need to accept that, give it to God type of thing, and move on to just better parts of my life and really focus on those things. You got to really what's the term? Count your blessings. So that being said, the most recent thing is I'm upset because just a thing happens, and I'm letting the thing bother me more than it really needs to be. I'm letting it bother me to the point that I'm disgruntled, I'm upset, I don't want to talk to the person or persons who may be responsible for it, and I'm just cranky old fart basically. And let me tell you who that helps. It doesn't help a person if there is one that I'm upset with, and it doesn't help me either. And it's just one of those moments where you just kind of have to take a step back and say, why am I so angry? Why am I letting whatever this little piece of drama hold me back from doing my best job, my best work? I am allowing myself to potentially ruin relationships and be the worst possible iteration of me, all because I'm upset. And it's not that being upset is a uh, unique phenomena. Everybody's upset about something. Like, and we all get upset over the stupidest things too. Like, there's lots of things you can be legitimately upset about. Like, if your spouse is unloyal to you, disloyal to you. If you get bit by a stray animal. If you lose your job. If you're playing an online game and somebody cusses you out, like these are legitimate things to be upset about, right? I'm not going to say that they're not legitimate things, but we also get upset over things that are far less relevant. Like going back to like the game. Maybe you get upset because you just missed some sort of aspect of the game that you're doing. Like maybe you're playing a game like League of Legends and you're just missing creeps, and you're getting more and more upset regarding that one, and eventually gets to a point where it's like, bro, just chill. Like take a deep breath. Like you don't have to be so upset. Maybe the person at the restaurant got your order wrong, and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so stupid. I can't believe they did. Like why are they even like working there if they don't even know how to like do things properly? And so like you get to the point where it's like, hey, yo, chill. Like it doesn't need to be like this, and I don't know why you're so angry. And eventually you get to the point where you're like, you know what? You're right. Like why am I so upset? And it gets even worse when you allow yourself to take this anger and carry it with you beyond wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. Like it's one thing to ruin one day, but when you ruin multiple days, like consecutively, all because you're upset, um, it's just not smart behavior, honestly. And again, I say this as a person. I'm just a person. I get upset over dumb things. I don't want to find myself being the kind of person who ruins an entire relationship, though, because I chose to act on how upset I am. Like that's ultimately what I didn't choose to be upset. Upset is a natural reaction to drama. Something bad happens, you don't like that it happened, you get upset about it. But what happens next is, how do you cope with that stress? Do you allow yourself to be bent out of shape for the rest of the day? Or do you tell yourself, all right, I'm mad, but I can get over this. I'm irritated, but it's not the end of the world. I feel like I've been um, mistreated, but I'm still breathing. Some people think that, like, it's like you have no control over these things. Like, no, we have 100% agency. We have free will. We have all the abilities in the world to dictate how we're going to go about things. And because of that, when it's things like these happen, you got to remember that you still are in control. It's still your life. It's still you living, and you can choose whether or not, like, you get to choose whether or not you hold up. Let me dial it back. Let's say you're going down the street and you step in a big pile of dog poo. You get to pick whether or not you get so bent out of shape and angry that you cuss out your best friend next time you see him, or if you say, well, that stinks, metaphorically and literally, and you wash your shoe off the next opportunity you get, and, like, don't even worry. Or if that's going to be a source of stress, maybe you take the extra high road or the extra petty route. You just take your shoes off, throw them away, go into the next store you come to, and just buy a new pair of shoes. But ultimately, what I'm saying is, it's your decision whether or not you let this thing dictate your life, or if you say, hey, it's nothing. It's bugging me, but it's not a big deal. And that's kind of what we aim for. So, all right, we gotta go find as many bugs as we can right now. These things bug me, but they bug me in a good way. I'm not seeing any. Oh, there's one. Oh, come on. A slow turnaround. But yeah, you ultimately have all the free will and reign to decide whether or not something is bugging you, is worthy of being bent out of shape, potentially ruining relationships, or just being outright turd to anybody and everybody around you. Or if it's like one of those situations where it's like, hey, it happened, I'm upset. I'm not wrong to be upset, but I will be wrong if I then take how upset I am and take it out on people around me who probably aren't even, like, involved with the situation. I can be upset every single time I miss catching these bugs with my net. I can be upset about that. I'm not going to be, but I'm just saying, like, all the different things. Now, there is, I didn't mean to do that, a scoring system. I can't remember how it works with these things. I want to say it might be 10, or it might be like 7. I feel like you catch them, and then after you catch a certain amount, you get like a bonus point. And come on, you get a bonus point based off of how many you catch. So it benefits you to catch as many as you possibly can. It's not like the old fishing contest from the previous games where it's all about catching the biggest fish. It's entirely about bulk, and you're not in competition against other. You're not in a competition against like other players or anything like that, or the other villagers. So you're not like missing out when you don't get a whole bunch. Like what I'm trying to say is, like, in the olden games, you had to catch the biggest bass possible, and if you rested on your laurels too early, what would happen would be is another animal would show up, and they could potentially catch one before you, and or before it ends that's bigger than yours, and then you're just kind of like, wait, what happened? And it's like, yeah, you lost to second place because somebody caught a bass that was like 1 centimeter bigger than yours. You're like, oh wow, that stinks. Whatever. So we're gonna do this a few times. So we caught 9, at least 3, so we get a bonus. So all right, we got 11 points. Okay, so I guess if you catch 3, you get 2 extra points. And I believe every 10, you can get a special bug themed item. So we're gonna do this, run it a couple more times, see what prezzies we can get. He can buy them all. I didn't catch anything of value, so we'll just sell. Plus, I believe he also pays a little bit extra as well. So it's a great way to earn a little bit extra money here and there. I didn't even realize he charges you 500 bells, but when all the bugs that you catch are sellable, well then you always just get your money back, right? Oh, there was a mantis on that one I completely overlooked. I don't think I can get that stink bug from over here. It'd be nice if I could. I don't think I can, but I can just go this way and catch them. Oh, I didn't realize there's a mantis right there too. So basically, what the reason I present this verse for you guys is just, if something, or more specifically, if someone is bugging you right now, like maybe you had some sort of interaction with them at some point, either today or yesterday, or maybe even like a week or a month ago, or maybe like you're upset with them, and when you think of them, you still think of how you're upset. If that's true, if that's valid, let me first let me first say that your feelings are valid, and whatever they did to upset you, you are not in the wrong for being upset. But it's not going to help you to be upset, is ultimately what I'm coming at, is, and saying that what you should try to do, if possible, is maybe try to seek some form of resolution. Like sometimes you're upset with them and you're just like, I just need them to apologize, and maybe it's not all the cases. Maybe they're just completely unaware that they've done something to upset or offend you, and all they need is just a gentle reminder of saying, hey, look, yesterday we were hanging out at that party, and we got to the last pizza, and I already seen you eat like 2 slices. I didn't have any food that day, and like, oh, dang it, you just ran around. I didn't have any food that day, so when I seen you like eat that last slice of pizza, bro, I was like, wow, like how you gonna be so selfish like that? And he's like, oh, wait, you were mad about that, bro? I didn't even know. Like, I looked around and it didn't look like anybody else was gonna eat any pizza, so I just figured I'd eat it. And I said, oh man, bro, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Like, I wasn't trying to make you starve or anything. Like, my bad, bro. And you guys can have like a nice peaceful resolution where it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, things can be chill. Like, it's kind of how it goes. It's like, it comes back to like, there's another one. I'd have to look it up. But basically, it's like if you head into um, your church or place of worship or whatnot, like you head into the temple to make a donation. If you owe somebody else, like your brother, um, you should pay them first before you go and you give to them. And it's equally true in this one. Um, not talking that like you have to pay these people or whatnot, but what you should do is if you're going to go do the thing and you know that you still have unresolved drama with somebody else, it's beneficial before you take on the new thing, take on the mantle of the new thing, that you seek that person out and you um, like zero it out, consolidate it, or whatever the term is. Like you just find resolution with it, so that you're not upset with them, they're not upset with you, that you can move on, that you can emphasize a more chill, better way of living your life. You don't have to worry about being salty just because of whatever it is that happened. Because let me put it this way. Another big reason why you want to not carry the burdens of stress like this throughout your daily life. There's a time where I was a lot less. I don't know what the word would be, like spiritually oriented. I had no care for any of these things, and not because like I was like some sort of heathen or whatnot. I was just a worldly kind of person, just doing my own thing, and that was my life. There's nothing, and again, there's nothing overtly wrong with it. This is the world that we all share. There's gonna be all sorts of different people that you're gonna come across, but for me, it was just how things were. And one of the things that I really enjoyed doing was I would rile somebody up just because I could. And I would even feign that I'm upset in order to get them to be upset, so it becomes like a shouting match. But in my head, I'm snickering under my breath. I'm like, this guy is like so gullible. He plays into the plan. I'm getting entertainment out of him being butthurt, and he's going to carry that stress all for the rest of his day. He's going to go on. He's going to be like disgruntled, yelling at his friends, being an absolute jerk to anybody and everybody he comes across. And his whole philosophy behind it is going to be like, yeah, that jerk, Chris, just he said or did or whatever the thing that I did or said was. And man, I just missed 2 bugs because I completely oh well. I'm so upset because he said or did whatever it is that he said or did, and I'm carrying that stress on me, and I'm so angry, and I'm just like watching from a distance. It's like in Animal Crossing, like if you hit somebody with a net or push them around enough, they eventually get upset and they just blow off the handle at you. It's kind of like that. I'm just kind of like watching them. Ooh, my bad. I didn't mean to actually do that. And am I upset over the whole thing? No, I'm not upset over it. But they're upset. They're super upset, and it's just like it is what it is. I like. Why should you be too upset about it? But I don't know. I said we're only gonna do like 3. We're gonna do like 5 probably, just because we got a little bit more runtime. Just want to talk a little bit more. See if there's anything else that we might have on our minds to get out. Also, you get different rewards for these things that are all pretty fun. Sunday's a refresher day too, so if there's anything that I have planned upcoming, I like to talk about it on Sundays as well. This week I don't have anything super big. We do have the first Friday stream coming up. The first Friday of October is right around the corner. I haven't quite decided yet. Like, the artist I want to feature for it is probably Half of Orange, but I have to see if there's actually enough music accessible on Monster Cat to feature them. But that's definitely high up on the list. Other than that, I don't know who it would possibly be. Um, Other great options are people like Coven and so forth. But we'll see what it ends up looking like. I don't have anything planned on Friday in terms of work currently, so it should be right on time. I know last week I said the stream may be delayed, but good fortune allowed us to be right on time with that one. But I always like to let you guys know as early in advance as I possibly can. I don't want that to bug you that I say something at the last possible second. Like, I'm always trying to be respectful of people's time and whatnot, and their expectations with things. But yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it. I think we've pretty much found our groove in terms of our channel's creation and the type of content that we're going to have. I don't really see there being a lot of change moving forward. It seems pretty solid with how it is. I feel like I should do something a little bit special for October. By special, I just mean something just topical and appropriate. I am considering changing the channel's colors. Or not the channel's colors, but changing the, what's it called? The theme colors for the playthrough. Basically, dang, running around too much. The short version goes, I'm thinking about like the way it currently is, kind of got the turquoise and whatnot, changing that to being burnt orange, as to keep it appropriate with whatever the season that we're currently in. Oh, last second, snagged that 11, and oof, broke my net. We are going to catch one more bug over here. That Orchid Mantis, I love those things. So they're a little bit more valuable, so I don't want to lose out on that one. But with the different seasons, what it's probably going to be is we're going to do burnt orange for October, November, and then December and January we're going to do a crystal blue, and then when we get to February and I believe March is also, we'll go through February to March for the we're going to do a cherry blossom pink. I don't know how long it goes for the cherry blossom until the cherry blossom. I'll look up on the calendar what that one is. But then towards the end of that one, I'll probably switch it back to the turquoise. And just that way, like at a quick glance later on, if you're looking at the series, you can, kind of gauge real quick and easy. It's like you see the burnt orange, oh, okay, this is from like October to November, those episodes. Crystal blue, this is the ones that were in the winter months. And then from February to the end of the cherry blossom season, that was the that's what the pink ones are. And then we'll round it off going back right to the normal thing. What I could do also after the cherry blossoms is just do like a lime green kind of thing. That way we have 2 months of that, so it's only like, it should only be like maybe 2 or 3, 4 months, whatnot, that we'll just actually have the turquoise as the main color. But that is kind of like the main color, though. Fly right into my net, baby. But that's pretty much all there is to say regarding what's upcoming in terms of change. I look forward to sharing a lot of it with you guys, showing off these things. as it currently stands, like I said, I'd like to tell you guys in advance. Halloween this year is going to be on a Friday, which would mean that we're going to have a stream on Halloween, but I'm actually not going to stream on Halloween. A big thing for me is family. Family is really important, especially like when it's wow, three. How many nincompoops does it take to catch? They're like in my way. I don't want to smack them, but at the same time, I was trying to catch it. Feels like it was actual competition right there. What I was going to say was, holidays are meant to be spent with family more than anything else. And even though I don't particularly endorse or promote like a lot of the aspects of Halloween, I would rather be present with my wife and kids rather than be absent in this crazy world that we have. You never know what's going to happen, what kind of people might show up or do things at your house on that day. So it's probably what I'm just going to end up doing that night is put on like some Halloween classics in terms of movies. Nothing too gory or gross, but like just kind of like fun little movies, you know, Charlie Brown, Great Pumpkin, stuff like that. Get our own candy because my kids are, I would say they're too old to trick or treat, but people will argue with against that one. To each their own. But just try to make a nice, fun, safe stay in with the family. But what I'll do in its place is I will record a video, probably something extra special, a little bit longer than normal. That way you guys have something from me on that day, and more importantly, whatever plans that you might have for that day. I'm already hearing all sorts of people with their plans for Halloween. Please, just whatever you choose to do, be safe. That's all it really comes down to. I'll say that all throughout the month. It's gonna be a crazy time, but that's kind of what the monthly forecast for July, not July. Wow, man, way outdated. For October looks like. I may try to do something else we want to try to do, I think, throughout the month is do some, what's it called? I really enjoyed the Dream Address Islands that we did last stream. I don't know if I'm going to do another stream with that one. I might do it the Friday before Halloween, just kind of run those ones. But another thing I kind of want to do is just kind of go through some that I stockpiled for spooky islands. And I might do that on one of the uploads all throughout the month. That way we can keep it nice and spicy. Let's see. I want to redeem. Well, first off, let's sell the bugs that we have on us. Oh, just one working mantis. Wow, I didn't know they sell for so much to them. Big money. Alright, so we should have enough for, I think, just 5 rewards. I don't think we got enough for 6, but... because I believe he rewards every 10. So, as long as you catch... oh my goodness. Alright guys, we need to do one more. We'll grab the rest of these real quick. And then we're going to do one more. We're going to catch 9 bugs. That way we can get a nice rounded 70. And I'll let you know if I end up doing anything off camera. I'm not planning on it, but if I end up doing, I'll let you know. Behold, a butterfly backpack. That's not what I wanted. So we got enough for... we just need to catch 9 bugs. That's all we need. So we'll play around, catch 9 bugs, get our last 2 prizes, and that'll be the end of it. That's what's bugging me. So I have it all set up for us to have these daily topics. I mentioned it a couple weeks back, but allow me to reiterate for you guys. I'm not trying to be super preachy with the presentation. Uh, and to that, I mean, I'm going the Bible verses will be exclusive to the Sunday episodes. I'm going to have topics on the weekly episodes, but they're going to be more generic. If I think that's the best word for it. Um, Stuff like, are you a Coke or Pepsi person, or yada yada whatever. What's your favorite color, or when was the last time you tripped up the stairs? Stuff like that. Just like really simple, easy stuff. And basically, I'm just trying to, somebody might say, oh yeah, Rose is trying to farm engagement. I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but it's beyond that. I we're a community in the making, and obviously, I kind of want to get to know the people who are getting to know me through this whole process, basically. And there's a lot of stories. I always call myself an old fart. I'm not the oldest person in the world, but I oftentimes am the oldest person in a room, and I like to be transparent with that type of stuff. Like, I don't like to give too many details for obvious reasons. When you're an online personality of any type of any sort, you feel like there should be like some degree of what's the word, confidentiality. You shouldn't be like telling anybody and everybody everything that's about you. But when it comes to being somebody that somebody can trust, the more they know about you, the easier it is for them to trust you, right? I'm not going to be like posting my social security number like on a stream or anything like that, but over time, I'm perfectly fine. I'm going to eventually let things slip. I'm constantly in a struggle with my name of all things, where it's just like should I go by, I've already said it enough times. Like, should I be saying, like, when I refer in the third person, do I say Chris, or do I say Atlas? And both are equally valid. And I don't say Atlas as a way to hide the fact that I'm Chris, but it's just like I don't know what one's going to stick more. I'm clearly not big enough currently that there's a lot of people who like are calling like talking to me through the comment section or the chat logs or anything like that. But I know that if there's a preference to call me Atlas or Chris or that one guy or whatever. But just kind of trying to get a vibe out there. If you guys have any questions or suggestions for or like what topic of the day could be, feel free, let me know. I'm just gonna have them right there on the little middle of the screen, and I've been doing a better job, I'd say, about what's it called? Reacting, or not reacting, but like replying to the comments. So know that I definitely like, I am interested in whatever it is that you guys are going through or have to say. You guys are cool, and want us all to be cool with one another. So this kind of goes with that one. So, but that's the long and short of it. A good run that we had here, hanging out with our boy Flick. We should probably check our phone real quick, make sure we get the bug stuff done. Oh, cool. A lot of cool stuff going on over here. Don't bug me. Did I catch something that I hadn't donated? Huh. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. But good time that we had here. schedule's pretty much all set out there. Um, but yeah, let's just wrap it around back real quick. Get back to the beginning, guys. Um, Refreshing on the Ephesians 4:26. Be angry and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. If there's somebody who you're irritated with right now, first and foremost, your feelings are 100% valid. And I'm not telling you that you are the problem. That is nowhere near what I'm trying to iterate with this one. But you do have the choice and the power to decide whether or not you're going to let that dictate your life. It's beneficial, not just for them, but for you, to express your feelings, your emotions, and just be transparent with them. Tell them what's wrong. Give them the opportunity to reconcile with you. And at the end of the day, if they choose not to, at least you know that you did the best that you could have done. And the best that you do is what I expect of you, because I know that you are the best version of yourself. But until next time, guys, take care. Love you. God bless. And toodles.